Diplomatic visits are usually polite affairs. They are choreographed, there are protocol guides, and there's little room for candid moments. But with Donald Trump, all of that is out of the window. The US president does what he wants to do, and the world rushes to flatter him. Take the last leg of his Asia tour. Trump flew to South Korea today. US and South Korean warplanes escorted Air Force One. That's the US presidential plane, Air Force One. And the moment Trump landed, he was greeted by a familiar tune, the sound of YMCA. The high-energy disco hit has become his unlikely anthem, and Seoul made sure it was blaring it loud. Also, South Korea did not just roll out the red carpet, it lacquered it in gold. The US president got a few honors in the country, a golden replica crown and the Grand Order of Mugunghwa. This is South Korea's highest honor. Trump is the first American leader to get it, and he wanted to don it immediately.
I'd like to wear it right now.
Just 2 weeks ago, Trump was facing the No Kings protest at home. And now he's been given a gigantic crown. Talk about irony. Also, the flattery did not stop there. Even the menu was designed to flatter him. The starter was called The Success of New York. It's a hint at Trump's life story. For the main course, there was Korean platter of sincerity. The highlight was American beef. And the dessert, it was called Peacemaker's Dessert, a sugary tribute to Trump's self-declared role as peacemaker-in-chief. It consisted of a brownie adorned with gold. Clearly, the South Koreans went out of their way to please Trump. But behind the crown and the dessert was the real negotiation, a trade deal. South Korea was angling for a deal, and this trip finally delivered that. Seoul secured a deal. What does it include? Lower tariffs on automobiles. South Korea's auto export was still subject to 25% tariffs. This deal brings it down to 15%. So now they have 15% tariffs. Seoul also gets better semiconductor tariff terms. And what does Washington get? Well, Trump has secured what he likes best, investments. The US president demanded $350 billion in investments, and South Korea agreed to it. $200 billion of that will be upfront in cash. $150 billion will be invested via shipbuilding partnerships.
Our deal with the Republic of Korea will be finalized very soon, like moments or very shortly thereafter. These agreements will be incredible victories for all of us.
From there, it was time for another dinner. World leaders have gathered in Gyeongju for the APEC summit. APEC is the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation. It is a regional grouping of 21 economies, all part of the Asia-Pacific region. The goal of the group is to promote free trade and economic cooperation, and the US is part of it. So are countries like Japan, Australia, Russia, Canada, and China. Seoul is hosting the APEC summit this year. Leaders of most member countries are in attendance. Trump shook hands with most of them. But there's one counterpart he ignored, Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada. Trade tensions are simmering again between the US and Canada. Trump has increased tariffs on Canada by 10%, so things are quite icy at the moment. And it stayed that way at the dinner. Although Mark Carney was not the man Trump wants to meet in South Korea, the big moment of this trip is still ahead. It's coming tomorrow morning, when Trump will meet Chinese President Xi Jinping. It is the first time they will come face to face since Trump took office in January this year. He's locked in a trade war with Xi. There have been tariffs as high as 145%. There have been threats and counter-threats. A few moments of thaw, and then back again to trade tensions. Donald Trump hopes tomorrow's meeting can change that.
President Xi of China is coming tomorrow here, and we're going to be, I hope, making a deal. I think we're going to have a deal. I think it'll be a good deal for both. And that's really a great result. You know, that's better than fighting and going through all sorts of problems and
So he says they'll have a deal. Let's wait and see. Meanwhile, if there's one big takeaway from this tour, it is this. Asia has found a way to manage Trump. From gold accessories to personal flattery, big investment checks, and even bigger ceremonies. The region has mastered the art of wooing Trump. In another century, diplomats studied Machiavelli. Today, they study Mar-a-Lago psychology and how to add gold to everything.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.